Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Mochen Le'Ra Online Smicha. In the beginning of the Parsha of Parshas Tetzaveh, V'ata Tetzaveh es Bnei Yisrael, V'yikchu Elecha Shemen Zayis Zach. So the Chassam Sofer points out that the Medrash says that the Yidden are compared to Shemen Zayis because just like a Zayis, you crush it, and from the crushing of the zaysim of the olives come out good oil. So too, Rachmana Litzlan, sometimes the Yidden are put through the grinder, put through the crushing system, and then we produce much better, like olive oil coming from olives. And the Chassam Sofer asks, L'chayra, it seems to be a negative title that we are like Shemen Zayis, because zaysim is being crushed. Couldn't you find a better symbol, a better way to compare, to title us? And he says, actually, this act of crushing to produce oil is actually shows of the love of Hashem towards us. Because as Yirmiyahu our Navi said, that even a Yid should never think that once we disconnect or we do something wrong, the Eibishter forgets about us and forgives us and throws us away. Rachmana Litzlan, even when things are not tough, even when we don't behave properly, and the Yidden Nevach are going through the grinder, still remember that the Eibishter is doing it because He loves us, because He's waiting for us to produce and make from that Shemen Zayis, olive oil. And with this, he answers a very practical question. When you look through the things that the Yidden brought for the Mishkan, they brought raw material, and with that raw material, they had to bring and put together the kalim, or whatever utensils they needed in the Mishkan. The only one that they brought ready-made was olive oil. Why didn't they say, bring olives, and from the olives make olive oil? And answers the Chassam Sofer, olives is a symbol of the crushing. So in Mitzrayim, when you're still in Golus, that's the Zayis. When the Yidden left Mitzrayim, now we need to have the good part of the story. So over here we bring the finished product, we bring the olive oil, and not the olive to crush and make oil. That's a beautiful word the Chassam Sofer asks. The Haflah, his Rebbe, asks another question. Asks, why is it called Shemen Zayis, singular? I'm sure you want to have enough oil, you got to use more than one Zayis. It should be called Shemen Zaysim. And especially, the halacha states that it has to be Shemen Zayis Zach. And Zach is only the one that comes out, the first drop from when you crush the olive. So you obviously didn't use one olive. It should be Shemen Zaysim. And the Haflah gives two answers, and the Chassam Sofer gives two answers. The Haflah's two answers are, we know that the olives and the olive oil that the Yidden could have had in Mitzrayim, they couldn't use for the Mishkan because it could have been tamei. So they had to have ones now using for the Mishkan that were not tamei. Now, how could you produce fresh olive oil and not to be tamei? So one of the ways is if you produce it in small amounts, small quantities, and the shear is pachus mekabeya. Every time you squeeze less than a kabeya, then that part, because it's small amount, it won't be mekabel tuma. Therefore, it had to be done kazayis. It had to be only olive at a time, because we know that two kazesim could make up the shear of a kabeya. So today it shouldn't be roy the kabel tuma. They had to squeeze olive by olive, and not in bunches. So it should be suitable and the roy for the Mishkan. Another answer he gives, because since they had to get fresh olives, and they always had the concern maybe the olives and the olive oil will be tamei, they were only able to squeeze them straight off the tree, because when the olive is connected to the tree, when it's mechubar l'karka still, there is no tumah. So obviously, again, it wasn't a bunch of olive that they squeezed, because since they're doing it piece by tree, it's Shemen Zayis. The Chassam Sofer goes on to say that just like there was one type of a miracle, or many miracles, the Gemara says that happened in the Beis HaMikdash, so too, This could be one of the other miracles that happened in the Beis Hamikdash, that even a tipa achas, one drop of oil, taka lasted for the 7 days, and perhaps that's why it says v'yikchu elecha, says the Chassam Sofer. Specifically in the Shivas Yemei HaMiluim, do you have this miracle? And from there on, maybe the miracle wasn't, you needed much more, so it wouldn't be taka single zaysim.